The U.S. is escalating its war with Iran, with more military assets now moving into the region as the conflict spreads across the Middle East.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the U.S. is accelerating, not decelerating operations. And at the same time, tens of thousands of Americans are trying to leave the region. The State Department says nearly 18,000 have returned to the U.S. since this operation began, but the government only assisting 6,500 to get home.
Meanwhile, the White House confirms President Trump will attend the dignified transfer of 6 U.S. troops killed in an Iranian strike on Kuwait. Military leaders say the service members were part of an Army Reserve unit based in Iowa. And while 4 of the names have been released, 2 are still being withheld as the military notifies their families. Dick Brennan is in our virtual studio with the very latest on the war. Dick?
Jessica and Christine, the Pentagon released images of a U.S. submarine. You just showed it. We'll show it one more time. Sinking an Iranian naval vessel near Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean. It's the first time a U.S. sub has sunk a ship with a torpedo since World War II. This, as President Trump says, he's very pleased with the war effort.
Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it? I said about a 15.
President Trump says the U.S. military is moving to stop Iran's ability to strike in the region.
Their missiles are being wiped out rapidly. Their launchers are being wiped out.
At a Pentagon briefing, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the U.S. and Israeli forces will soon have complete control of Iranian airspace.
It means we will fly all day, all night, day and night, finding, fixing, and finishing the missiles and defense industrial base of the Iranian military, finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders.
This comes as a source tells CBS News that more than 1 million Americans are stranded in the Mideast. White House officials said as of Wednesday morning, they've identified about 1,600 Americans asking to come home.
If you are a U.S. citizen in the Middle East looking to return to the United States, the Secretary of State asks that you please register with the State Department at step.state.gov.
But some travelers from New York say they've tried with no luck.
I filled out the online form that the U.S. government asked us to fill out, have not heard anything back. They didn't really give us any warning either that we were going to be at risk. If they'd done that, I would have gotten out before.
Domenico Marino, originally from Brooklyn, is in Dubai on business, but he says he cannot get assistance from the U.S. And while he realizes he needs to get out, things are getting more dangerous.
Like I could see the consulate on fire. You do hear some booms here of missiles being intercepted. We get the missile alerts telling us to take cover, telling us to find a secure place. So all of these things certainly take a toll and certainly do make us question, okay, are we really safe?
Among the service members killed during the war, 20-year-old Sergeant Declan Cody of Iowa. His sister spoke out.
I still don't fully think it's real. So I just wish he could have known one more time that we all loved him.
Now, the U.S. Senate is set to vote today on a war powers resolution. It's expected to fail in the Republican-controlled chamber. We'll be watching that very closely in the next few hours. Jessica and Christine.
Dick, thank you so much.
Gas prices continue to rise in response to this conflict. The average price per gallon for regular gas here in New York is now at $3.10. This is according to AAA. Over in New Jersey, it's averaging about $3.08, and then in Connecticut, it's $3.04. The national average jumped nearly a dime to $3.19 per gallon. Over on Wall Street, it was a buyer's bounce from yesterday. The Dow closed up 238 points. The S&P jumping nearly 53, and the Nasdaq gained 290.
Today, the defense secretary was asked whether the U.S. is arming Kurdish opposition groups to fight against the Islamic regime in Iran. Christine Sloan explains why that notion has many in the Iranian-American community worried.
A CBS News report featuring the leader of a Kurdish ethnic minority group living in exile across the border in Iraq back in 2025. They are armed fighters that oppose the Islamic regime.
The world would be a better place without the Iranian regime, for all of us.
But many Iranian-American groups, including those supporting Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, tell me arming the Kurds would create divisions within Iran and lead to instability. Iranian-American international relations professor Kian Tajbakhsh agrees.
The idea of arming the Kurdish armed group is, I think, very worrying. If the expectation is that large swaths of the population are somehow going to join those forces and pick up arms. It's very hard to see that happening.
This was Pete Hegseth's response Wednesday when asked if the Trump administration was planning on arming the Kurds.
All I would say is none of our objectives are premised on the support or the arming of any particular force. So what other entities may be doing, we're aware of, but our objectives aren't centered on that.
Within Iran, 10% of the population is Kurdish, living mostly in the Kurdistan region. Mahsa Amini, who died in police custody in Iran after being arrested for not wearing her mandatory headscarf properly, was part of the ethnic group.
She was Kurdish, and as you know, we're very saddened what happened to her. I mean, just a piece of her hair was showing, and they beat her up, they put her in a coma, and that's how the whole, Women Life Freedom movement started.
Taj Bakhsh himself, held as a political prisoner at Iran's Evin prison and released after President Obama's 2015 nuclear deal, has this advice for the Iranian people.
The best thing, I think, for them is to hunker down while this military operation completes.
Christine Sloan, CBS News, New York.
And for up-to-the-minute information on the war with Iran, head to cbsnewyork.com.